Hello world, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this French tip with the butterfly foils using hard gel. So for prep, I'm going to be clipping these nails down using a nail clipper. The clips that I was using just sucked so bad, and I would never actually use these on an actual client, but for the sake of the video, I just kept using them. Anyways, after that, I will be buffing the shine away with a nail file, and then I dehydrate them and stick the nails on. So I took out my e-file to help me work a little faster, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to because it doesn't work the same way on these practice hands as they do on human hands. So I had to end up just taking out my hand file and filing over it again. So what I'm doing now is I'm dehydrating the nail plate. This is what you should do for every client because there's always oils left on the nails. But I apply it all over the nail and I wait for it to dry, and then I glue the nail down. The tips, I mean. So I'm not sure if anybody else has this problem, but I was trying to glue on the tips down and they just would not stick. The first time I ever used these, I actually used forms on them. That's what I usually use. But today I didn't want to use my forms, so I took out these tips and they just would not stick. I kept filing and I kept buffing, but they just would not stay. But I ended up getting them to stick somehow. But I just wanted to share how frustrating that was. So what I'm doing now is pre-shaping. I do that by clipping off the sides and the tips. I just take down some of the length and everything, and after that I use a file to straighten up the edges and everything. And these tips, by the way, are super curvy, and I just don't know why they're so curvy. Like, I do not like nails to be this curvy. I mean, like, they look good and everything, but for me it's just a no. It was just too much work doing all this. I got them from Young Nails, by the way. It came in their core kit. Around this time is where I started having issues with the nail tips sticking on. They just kept popping off and would not stay on. This video is actually sped up and doesn't even show how long I was even holding these nails down. It was so frustrating. Like, if you guys know how to keep these nails stuck down, like, please let me know in the comments below. So now that I'm done with pre-shaping, I'm going to just dust everything off and start priming. How I do that is by just applying the primer all over the nail so that they just stick real good and has no lifting. So after I'm done priming, I'm taking on my IBD hard gel and this brush that I got off of Amazon. What I like to do is take a very tiny little dollop and create a very thin base coat for the rest of the product to stick on. By doing this, I don't need to use any base coat or anything that comes in a bottle, and it's just 2 steps in one, basically. After I apply the thin base coat, I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to continue with building more product on top of the nail and creating the French tip. So how I'm applying the builder gel is not how you should apply it. I'm a very impatient person, so I was just over it at this point, and I just started doing whatever I wanted to do. This practice hand just wasn't working out for me, and I can't maneuver it like I can a human hand, so I was just so frustrated. And I know I'm saying frustrated a lot, but today was just not my day. Okay, so now moving on to the French tip, I'm using the color Baby Powder from iGel Beauty. I'm going to take this little liner brush that I got off of Amazon and start creating a smile line. I would usually go a little bit higher for the smile line, but I went down a little bit lower today because the tip was showing in the bottom through the hard gel, and I just didn't like it. It looked ugly, so I went ahead and went lower and covered it up. And after I'm done creating the smile line, I'm going to take my brush out from the actual gel polish bottle and finish painting the rest of the nail and cure it for 60 seconds and then be back for the next step. So after curing, I'm going to go ahead and add another layer of hard gel on top of it. And then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds and then move on to the rest of my nails. After I move on to the rest of my nails, I'm going to go ahead and cure them too. And then I'm going to be back for shaping and filing. So this is what the nail looks like all done. It's super curvy. I do not like it at all. But anyways, here are the rest of the nails done. I'm going to take a cotton pad and wipe off all the sticky layers so that I can shape and file them. So if you notice that the nails are bulging out on the side, it's because I wasn't able to turn the nail upside down because of how impractical this hand is. Anyways, on to shaping and filing. The routine that I have is what I learned from Young Nail, so I highly suggest you guys just go check their video out because he goes into depth of how you can file the nails efficiently. Once I'm done filing, I'm going to be using this manicure brush that I also got from Young Nails in my core kit with some alcohol on it and take away all the dust. So since I'm doing nail foil art, I'm taking my foil gel from Macart and painting it on where the French tip is, making sure I stay within the smile line and everything. And when you're doing nail foil art, you're supposed to use a foil gel. Like, don't use base coat, top coat, any of that. It does not work at all. I also heard that people tried it with just the regular hard gel. It doesn't work either. You need to use the gel that's specifically formulated for nail foil art. They also have a tacky kind of an eyelash glue-like stuff. I've used that before and I don't like it because if you don't wait long enough, it gets way too tacky. Anyways, now that I've cured the gel, I'm just rubbing the foil on, and then I'm gonna move on to sticking rhinestones onto the one nail after I'm done with this. So on to sticking down the gems. I ran out of my gem adhesive gel, so I'm using polygel out of a tube. How I do that is just by applying the polygel to the area that I need, and use a little bit of my alcohol to move it around, and then wait for the alcohol to all dry out, and then put a top coat over it, and then stick the gems down. After the gems are placed down, I cure it for 60 seconds. So now that the top coat is cured, I'm wiping the tacky layer off with some alcohol. But this is it, guys. This is the look that I went for. I hope you guys liked the video, and please leave a like, comment, and a subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I thank you so much for watching.